Hello and welcome back to the second ever episode of Lego Therapy. Today we are building a Star Wars TIE Fighter. I wasn't actually planning on doing like a second episode of this probably ever. In my eyes it was just going to be like a one-off thing, never do it again, people weren't really going to like it. I literally did the first one because I had a lot on my chest about YouTube. I didn't even think it would do that well. I kind of thought maybe a couple people will watch it, but not that many people are going to be like bothered about what's going on with me and my YouTube and things like that. And the response from that video was mental. I'm already struggling to find a piece of... We've been here for 5 minutes. That's sick. We've got a little fighter pilot. So yeah, I wasn't even going to do a second episode, and thanks to the response and everything, I thought, screw it, why not, let's do it. It gives me an excuse to actually buy Lego. I'm not a huge Lego person, but I've always been like, oh, Lego's sick. And so now I have an excuse to buy it. The first thing that I was kind of struggling with, well, what are we going to do on every Lego Therapy? Because not every single one I'm going to be having a mental crisis like the last time. It's going to be a little bit updatey, a little bit just sort of me talking about life, as in things I enjoy, things I'm watching at the minute. Just like an update and just like a chat, because it's just like talking to a friend and we're just building Lego. So the first thing that I kind of wanted to touch on was like an update from the last video, so sort of explaining kind of what's been going on since the last one, because in the first episode of Lego Therapy I was in a weird place with YouTube where I was just annoyed about all the content that I was making. I wasn't getting any of the growth that I wanted. Yeah, just in a generally weird spot. And I know it's probably only 2 weeks since the last episode, but honestly I'm already a lot better. I've been putting a lot more work into my YouTube, but I've been doing kind of what I said with the last time, was that I need to work harder and smarter, not just harder. The night that I'm recording this, actually a few minutes ago, the first second channel video will have gone up, a gaming video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, but you will have probably noticed that that's almost it could be a main channel video. The quality of the editing and the clips and that could probably be a main channel video. But in my eyes, them clips aren't good enough for the main channel. Trying to find a piece, but I can't find it. I found it. However, this is where my kind of thought process and realization behind what I'm doing with the second channel came from. While those clips aren't good for the main channel, they bang on TikTok. Well, some of them bang at least. Basically, that means that I can put 2 or 3 clips on TikTok, get loads of growth from TikTok, but then I'm also producing content that I'm actually really happy with on my main channel, and not just have videos with filler clips and stuff that I don't really think is funny enough for a main channel video. See, this is kind of I'm giving you some insides, secrets and tips and stuff, because I'm not playing the algorithm, but in a sense I am. I've noticed what bangs on TikTok and I'm going to be capitalizing on that. This would be stupid not to, really. But yeah, at the same time, it's not even just for growth, because then you're actually getting a hell of a lot more content through the second channel as well as the main channel, which means more uploads and more clips for people who want it. So it's literally not a bad thing. I'm getting growth because I'm getting more clips out on TikTok. My main channel videos are the best standard that they could possibly be. And yeah, it seems to really be working. But at the same time, I'm also starting to still put in a hell of a lot more effort. I'm currently editing at least 2 or 3 clips a day. Some of that includes some of the games and clips that I'm doing for Powder exclusively. And yeah, but at the same time, I'm very happy doing it. I'm working hard, but at the same time I'm getting the results that I feel that hard work brings. And I've been going full force on YouTube. As I mentioned in my last Lego Therapy, I've finally finished uni, and I feel the first week or 2 that I'd finished uni, I wasn't capitalizing on the fact that I have so much time in my day. And now I actually am. I'm waking up at 6. I've already finished and edited a clip by 8. Then I can go to the gym at 9, get back, edit another clip by 12, have lunch, do something like walk the dog and get some fresh air and go outside. Then I've got 2 options. I can edit a 3rd clip, or I can stream. I finally started streaming. I love the fact that I finally started streaming. And then in the evening, because I've got all my editing out of the way in the day, I'm able to record clips and more content, or stream if nobody's around. So I am in full force YouTuber mode at the minute. and I've never been happier. A lot of people probably say like, careful you don't burn out, because like you can burn out if you're working and editing as much as I am. But if I'm honest, I'm absolutely living for it. I was a little bit confused for a sec, but I have figured out the Legos. So yeah, basically for the next couple months until I'm back at uni, I'm pretty much like a full-time content creator. And it's made me like realise like, this is actually exactly what you want. Like, this is what I want to do as a job. Like, plain and simply, that's what I want to do as a job. The streaming, I want to talk about that. Streaming's something that I've always loved, but I've never really had like the Wi-Fi capabilities of doing it. However, I finally like got the right settings and figured it out with my laptop, and I've been able to do it, and I absolutely love it. Like, it's like my new favourite thing. At first I was streaming a lot of Warzone. Something cracked off with my camera. I can't actually remember what I was talking about or where I got to at all. Streaming. I think I was just saying about Minecraft. Yeah, I've just built this sick, nice little world. We've literally only just started it. Like, I've been on for like 3 sessions. I don't know. There's something about just being able to just sit, chill on Minecraft, stop playing, look at the chat, read it. I'm on this stupidly chill game. I am streaming on YouTube. Twitch is a really weird one. Like, I've never really clicked with Twitch, and also I feel like all my audience is already on YouTube, and to start on another platform would just kind of be like taking steps back. So yeah, apologies if I annoy people by doing Minecraft instead of COD and you want more COD, but you're getting COD videos all the time, so there's not really much space to complain, and I really enjoy streaming Minecraft. So, right, we're building Star Wars themed thing. We've got a baby Yoda sat behind us. We've got a Mandalorian poster thing here. Clearly, I like Star Wars. So, let's talk about the Bad Batch. Because to be honest, it's an interesting one for me. Part of me is absolutely loving it, and part of me thinks it's like not what I thought it would be. I do agree with everyone online saying there is way too many filler episodes. I know I need to take into consideration like it's somewhat based or aimed at kids. Unlike Clone Wars, I absolutely love Clone Wars. There's a lot of filler episodes on there, but it doesn't really affect me on there. But I think I probably expected like too much of the Bad Batch. Like my expectations. I don't know what my expectations were for it. Like when I watched the Clone Wars episodes with the Bad Batch, I was like, yeah, these guys are sick. But I didn't think they were like worthy of their own show. Like, don't get me wrong, some of the content has been insane. The first episode with it being Order 66, Rex coming back, or Cad Bade coming back. But I feel like that's like all these shows are becoming. Like Mandalorian season 2, nearly every episode was just fan service. And now Bad Batch, I'm not happy if there's not fan service, so I'm actually being a little bit of a hypocrite here. I don't know, like, it's good. I feel like I'm waiting for stuff to happen. I'm waiting for Ahsoka to come more. But then, like I've just said, that's hypocritical of me again, because there shouldn't have to be a Jedi or something. Because it is true. There doesn't need to be a Jedi in every single piece of Star Wars content. It would just be nice. it would just be nice to have it. I don't know. I really enjoy the episodes where it's like them actually doing something, or they stay in a place. So like, I can't remember the name of the junk planet, but they stayed there for like 2 episodes, and that was actually good. Rather than every single episode it being like, right, we're going to this place. Okay, end of the episode, we're moving. Alright, next place. Well, we're moving. Next place, we're moving. And it's just that over and over and over. Like Mandalorian got a bit like that. It was like, oh, we're here, we've got a mission, okay, we're done, next place, and just that every single week. I want them to stay on a place and do a little bit more and have more arcs. Like the reason the later seasons of Clone Wars were good is because they all had arcs. Like you'd have a 4 or 5 episode span of the same storyline in probably the same place. We're just not really getting that from Bad Batch. We're just sort of getting like, here's one place, oh, here's another place. And don't get me wrong, it works for something like Mandalorian because the episodes are a little bit longer. I feel like for a cartoon series, it doesn't work as well. But like I said, don't get me wrong, I'm still loving it. While we're on the topic of Disney Plus, Loki is probably up there as some of my top Marvel content. The concepts of like the TVA and all that, the different time variants, I just think is sick. After the first episode, I was kind of just sat there thinking like, does this make every other Avengers film completely pointless? Because like everything's already supposed to happen anyway. It throws like free choice out the window. It's like, if there's always one timeline, how did like Doctor Strange see the 14 million? Because that one that he saw was always going to be the one that was going to happen, because the TVA would have made him do it. Like, there's like little bits like that where I'm just a bit like, is that just downplayed every other Marvel film ever? It's definitely been my favourite of the Marvel TV shows. The others I've enjoyed, but I've not been excited. WandaVision was good, but the episodes were too short. I think they were only like half an hour each, and so it felt like by the time I was starting to get into it, it's got the same issue as the Bad Batch. By the time I'm starting to be like, okay, so this happening, this episode's getting going, it stops. I would rather just have less episodes and more content in each of them. And then Falcon and Winter Soldier, that one was good. Falcon and Winter Soldier was a weird one. I think I wasn't majorly excited like going into it. I wasn't that excited waiting for it each week. It's not one where I'd wake up and be like, new episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Let's watch it. Until the fourth episode, and spoilers ahead, when John Walker like snaps and just goes absolutely ape shit with the shield. Okay, WandaVision for me was ruined by the amount of speculation and theory people. Like every single time I went on TikTok, it was just another theory, and none of them were right. And because none of them were right, I was like, oh my god, Magneto's coming in. Oh my god, Mephisto's coming, whatever. And then when none of it happened, I was just like, oh, it was still an alright ending. The issue is with all these films is they're all setting up something else, so like they're never going to be like the main shebang. But yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier was just like a bit like, okay, this is two characters I don't really care about. It got good until the last episode. It like built me back up to be a fan and then just dropped me back down in the last episode. I didn't understand why Walker just was suddenly like, I'm a good guy now. Like I thought he was going to turn up and actually be like the main bad guy. And he just wasn't. The only issue I'm not scared about, but like I feel like Marvel's getting to a point where there's like too much, and it's going past the point of like me being that bothered. Like the thing is, I'm always going to be bothered because I'm always going to love Marvel. But like imagine if they just ended it at Endgame and that was it. How much like kind of better would it be? Like I don't know, because then at the same time then there's just going to be a load of remakes and you're not going to get any good superhero films, but then at the same time the characters I care about are pretty much done, except for like 4. I'm not that fussed about many of the others. All like the new characters, like the I'm trying to think of any of the names, I can't even remember the names. The Shanghai one, the one with the 2 people from Game of Thrones. Jesus Christ, why am I being so thick? What's it called? Thing is, that looks like a sick film, but it's just like I don't care about these people. I care about Iron Man, Captain America, and they're gone. They're gonna try and kind of recreate like the build up and hype that they got for Endgame, in the sense of that was a build up of over 10 years, but nothing's ever gonna beat that. Maybe for like a different generation it might, but we grew up with that, and that was the finale of what we'd grown up with. So for it to continue and something else happen, everything from now on is always gonna be compared to that moment. They can never do another Avengers or another huge like build up event without it being like compared to Endgame and the build up of that. But as I say, I don't think they can do that anyway again. Even if we got another huge moment where it's all the characters and Avengers and superheroes like finally like lined up and they're all together again, and it's like that insane scene from Endgame, I can't see myself caring. You only get something like that once in like history, really. That's like being there for like the reveal of the iPhone. I don't know, like the moon landing. These things are only gonna happen once, but no matter how hard you try, you can't recreate it. And so that's why I feel like everything that Marvel are gonna try and do is just gonna be a bit meh. I say all this, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna buy every single ticket to every single film and go see everything that they do. I don't know, it's a weird one, because like I say, if Marvel just ended and didn't do anything, you just get a load of dodgy shoddy reboots or someone trying to recreate the same thing, and it'd be even sadder to not have any Marvel content. I don't know, it's literally a lose-lose situation whichever way you go. Right, you know what, let's see if we got any good Q&A questions. What happened with the old lot you used to do videos with? That's a good topic of conversation. I get asked this a lot, so I might as well just clear it up here. For the whole time that I played with them, I was always the only one doing YouTube, and I always kind of hated that fact. I was never going to like force them to do YouTube, but when you're trying to do something like YouTube, you kind of need to surround yourself with like-minded people. When you're like trying to be like, come on guys, we need to get on, we need to get some recordings done so that we can get a new video out, it's a little bit hard to do when, like, to them, and I don't blame any of them for this because it makes complete sense, to them recording wasn't recording, it was just spending some time on Xbox, which understandably, if you're not like there for YouTube, isn't necessarily a waste of time, but it gets to a point where if you're not like, if we're not enjoying playing games, sometimes we might force it to get content. Whereas if you're not there to get content and you're there just because you want to be there, you have to want to be there. And it started to get to a point where I was like having to like not force them, but I felt like I was forcing them to come on Xbox, and I could just tell that none of them wanted to. It was just getting to a point where they just didn't enjoy the games that we were playing. And I feel like if you go back and look at sort of like my content from right at the beginning of the year, it kind of shows. You can somewhat sense and tell, not that we don't want to be there, but it's like not really what we want to be doing at that very moment. Bro, we've just finished the wing. That looks sick. It looks so good. This is sick. So yeah, we didn't fall out or anything like that. I just didn't want to be forcing them to play because I felt like then it would drag the content down. So yeah, that's why we don't really play. Some of them might make a return someday, some might not. Who am I to say? I have no idea. But we now also have a little stormtrooper. That's sick. The thing is, they were all my friends from like school, so I'm still like friends with them all now. So my camera died, but to be honest, I was slowly running out of things to talk about. The Q&A questions left by you lot were not fantastic. So try and leave better ones for next time. This has been episode 2 of Lego Therapy. I hope you've enjoyed me just absolutely waffling while building Lego. As you can see on screen now, this is the final build, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. And as I said, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Lego Therapy. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.